As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner, YouGov, offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more.
Let's start with TikTok. Okay, TikTok in the news, and I thought this was interesting. Let me share my screen here so you guys can see. And the headline here is TikTok tests new desktop live streaming app focused on gaming streamers. So supposedly they're testing this new desktop streaming app. It'll allow people to broadcast directly from their PCs to TikTok Live, and with chat, with all sort of the kinds of features you would expect from a streaming platform. But it's going to be very much focused on gaming, obviously, and go to TikTok's sort of massive audience. Now, they're only testing it with a few thousand users right now, according to TikTok, so it hasn't been rolled out to everyone. But I'm curious what you guys think of TikTok's entry into the game/live streaming market, if they in fact roll this out, in a bigger way, but and how they may compete in a world where, Microsoft failed with Mixer, and there's sort of a long list of other sort of smaller failures. Jimmy, maybe start with you on this one.
Yeah, I love what TikTok's doing. They really disrupted the social media industry in such a massive way, and they have so much steam, so much energy, movement behind them. It's wonderful to see them looking at gaming, from a fundamental perspective. The fact that TikTok is looking at implementing gaming tools or solutions to, apply against their audience is an interesting perspective. What I don't quite understand is that it's desktop related, whereas TikTok is a heavily mobile platform. Even the desktop, the web client is kind of not really up to par. So when I read this, I think, to me, this seems more like something that's determined or created to gather data about their users and less so about launching a product. So small rollout, testing the overlap with the gaming audience, but bringing it to PC, and this is an area that there's a lot of competitors in, that they're not gonna, they're not gonna win out, I don't think, in the long run. So I'm curious to see how they apply this software and how they apply this data to a mobile platform, because to me that's their strength and that's their win. But fundamentally, I love that they're looking at gaming. I don't quite see what their anticipated outcome is with this product.
Yeah, I mean, it looks and feels to me, guys, like they're just, they're creating a, Twitch client or a Streamlabs OBS kind of client that you can stream to TikTok from your PC, your gaming. What was confusing to me is, and Jimmy, you touched on this, is it's not mobile, whereas mobile is their primary sort of platform right now. It's long form, right? Like people will stream for a few hours, I would assume, typical of game streaming. And TikTok is basically the platform of 1 minute videos, right? Like, or less.
Yeah.
This seems so far from their core competency. Like, do you guys, Jeff or Lindsay, do you guys have a theory on why they would want to even try this?
Well, those were going to be the things that I pointed out. I mean, I guess there's probably two reasons why they would try it. One, gaming, obviously a huge market. Pretty much anyone who's in social media content wants to have some sort of gaming strategy. Look at all the Chinese platforms, all the platforms here in the US. So it is clearly, the juice is worth the squeeze, if you will. It's a market that people want to be in. And more so even than gaming, I'm wondering if maybe, I appreciate the laughs for that. I'm wondering if maybe now I've broken
no
my
dry
own,
lemons on today's show.
Now I've broken my own concentration. I'm wondering if maybe this is a little bit of a Trojan horse to get into live just in general. Because correct me if I'm wrong, does TikTok have sort of a live platform at all? Like even they
Does
do?
it ever?
Yeah,
is it a big component of it?
It's big enough. I mean, no, you can continue, Jeff, because I have a
no. That was my thought, and shows my ignorance a little bit of TikTok, to be honest. Where my thought is maybe this is them Trojan horsing their way into live, and as Jimmy said, getting data around kind of how people interact with a live kind of social media platform.
But to Jimmy's point, why not Trojan horse with mobile, where you're already quite entrenched?
From my
Lindsay, I don't know if you have
understanding,
thoughts.
though, they were wanting to set up a more in-depth studio and to eventually offer creator tools the same way Twitch does and chat mods and all that stuff. This, from what I was reading, was a really rudimentary way of entering, kind of to gauge the interest at first. And a lot of the creators on there had pretty positive feedback, just basically saying they needed to add some of the tools that other live streamers are familiar with on Twitch. And the way I saw it is that there's this new push towards UGC that is live. And there's all these platforms that offer it, but no one's really taken that over yet. And Jeff, one of the reasons why I know TikTok is so big is because Northwest actually went live without Kim Kardashian West's permission and did a house tour of their home in Calabasas.
That's cute.
And she gained $1 million from that. So their live component is definitely something that I think they're looking to grow. And I'm wondering if they're also looking to kind of take over in the live UGC kind of area. Because no one has dominated that yet. It's sort of a new space.
Do you think that was staged?
Nah, I mean, it's funny. You should watch it. She gets in trouble.
Well,
and then she goes dark.
Of course she gets in trouble. That's the whole... Lindsay, you're falling for the whole plan. Like, what do you? No, obviously, no, like if it was a plant, they're not going to be like, oh well, we told her to do that. You got to play the con.
Again, I come back to TikTok. There's a ton of gaming videos on TikTok, right? Gaming videos already do well on TikTok. I just don't understand why you would get away from what makes TikTok quite differentiated, which is the shorter form, the vertical video, and sort of not live, like produced, right? They're recorded. There's music on top. It's a more produced video than just sort of live. Wani says, I think the TikTok can be really good for mobile gaming streaming since TikTok's more vertical. Wani, your point's a good one, but that's not the direction that TikTok's going in. And so, I guess
could it be as simple as like, hey, we have the audience, we're putting this together, seeing it work. Like it could be one of those things, like we don't know how many resources are going into this, where this isn't like Facebook pivoting to metaverse, where it's like, okay, we have now bet the entire company we're going to spend $10 billion, or whatever on this strategy. This could just as easily be, hey, we know live streaming and gaming is really popular. It's probably popular with the people that are on our app. Let's see if we can throw together a pretty good product and see if we can take some market share in that market. And I understand that's maybe an obvious statement, but I think sometimes we look at these things and we can overanalyze them sometimes, where I think sometimes like the easy answer might be the right answer. That doesn't necessarily mean it'll work, but
Let me wrap this piece just on this one last question. Is there a future where we see TikTok starting to draw, the Dr. Lupos or all the guys who went from Twitch to YouTube? Is there a world where we see TikTok acquiring talent or getting exclusive talent, who only live stream on TikTok? Or is this a non-story that a year from now we won't even be talking about? Lindsay, I'm curious, what are your thoughts?
I think TikTok will make its own stars as it has before. I think this is more for a casual gaming audience. I think anyone who's kind of more hardcore into whatever game they're watching is probably going to stay on Twitch. But the platform has millions of viewers. People are interested in gaming content. Easy play to me.
I don't think it pulls anyone off of Twitch or YouTube. I think if anything, it would pull them off of Instagram and Twitter, right? Where it's just that much more seamless. Interesting.
I will say,
No, go for it.
TikTok does discovery better than any other platform. and maybe that's their ace in the hole, right? Maybe because the growth on TikTok is so much better than, like, if we're just at our own growth, we're growing 10 times faster on TikTok than we are on any other platform. And I think it's a testament to the discovery sort of engine at the heart of TikTok. Maybe they realize, look, live streaming's still not, like, no one has really won just yet. Maybe we can apply the same thing. It'll be curious to see, or they may just fail like Microsoft and we never hear about this ever again, which I guess is also possible. Antonio says, how is it that multi-billion-dollar companies are unable to innovate? They all cash grab. Why are they so lazy? Antonio, it's a great question, but this is why startups exist. This is why, entrepreneurs, being an entrepreneur is a possible career path. I think it's just inertia, right? When you have lots of employees and certain ways of doing things, and you end up with a bunch of B and C players just by the nature of getting big, innovation tends to go away, and there's a focus on playing defense and protecting the business rather than going and taking big risks. You can get fired for taking a big risk if you're an employee at a big company, but you won't get fired for just doing what everyone else is doing. Juan, he says, I agree that TikTok's not a competitor for Twitch. Hyper casual game would be better fit for them. That'll be interesting. I mean, I guess, Lindsay, you feel this way, that the audience who streams on TikTok, the creators who stream on TikTok will more likely be casual gamers, or do you think the audience will be more likely consumers of casual games?
I just think that either way, TikTok is going to make its own stars. I don't think that people who are currently entrenched in other platforms have any incentive to kind of come over. But I think the allure of TikTok is that you can start as a hyper casual gamer and build a huge audience with the tools that they're providing. That doesn't mean that it's going to be only hyper casual gamers, but I definitely just think that the platform, like you said, the discovery is so good. I think it just lends itself to someone who maybe isn't in the same style of streaming or of playing as someone on Twitch or YouTube gaming.
Lindsay, I 100% agree, I think, with your premise of discoverability and how it's going to be new stars. I just want to clarify, when you say hyper casual gamers, are you talking about like casual gamers, or are you talking about the type of like hyper casual mobile games? Just want to
either
specify.
one. I think it could be either one. I really think that TikTok's unique. Like they will be able to, like, their algorithms, the audience and all of that will be able to narrow in on who's a star, kind of no matter the category of gaming.